Hey there, Mike Robbins here with another video blog. It's my first one in a while. Things have been pretty busy and exciting on my end with my new book out just a few months ago. I've been traveling and speaking a lot and having a lot of fun. I want to talk this week specifically about thinking big, because I've had a number of experiences over the last few months that have really challenged me and inspired me as it relates to thinking big. Michelle, my wife, and I got invited to speak at a conference a few weeks ago in New York at the United Nations. It was pretty exciting and humbling to get invited to speak at the UN. You know, we'd never been there or been inside, and the focus of the conference was all on social entrepreneurship and philanthropy. And as we were there, and we attended the conference in addition to speaking, and got a chance to listen to a number of presentations and hear people talk about some of their philanthropic endeavors, some of their business ventures that are really focused on doing good in the world, if you will, which is what social entrepreneurship, of course, is all about. And we were so inspired by the level of creativity, the level of generosity, but also the way in which so many people were thinking really big and tackling and addressing some major issues, major challenges, major problems, quite frankly, that we face in this world. I mean, a number of people were there talking about ways to find access to clean drinking water for people in Africa and other third world countries. Another person who made a presentation about wanting to get internet access, free internet access to literally the millions, if not billions of people around the world who don't have access to the internet. And on it went, and we were just blown away and inspired by what these people were doing. But as Michelle and I were reflecting upon it as we came home from New York and thought more about it, it really had us both take a look at where are we not thinking big? Where are we focused so much on ourselves, focused on our family, focused on what we want and trying to take care of things? And not that there's anything wrong with us being focused on making sure things are taken care of for ourselves, for our families, absolutely. But we got re-inspired by a number of conversations we've had over the years of how we want to give, how we want to contribute, how we want to share the resources that we have and the insights that we have in a way that might make a difference. I've also been challenged and inspired as it relates to my business. I met someone about a month and a half ago who's going to come on board and help manage my business, help grow my business, help expand it in many ways. And while I'm excited and inspired about that, it's also challenged me in a lot of ways to take a look at how often I think small, or I let my doubts and my fears or my attachments or my concerns about survival and about, looking good and making it get in the way of really thinking big and broad with my business, with my vision, with my passion in the work that I do. The fear of failing or of falling short often will stop me or get in my way, or just simply my limited thinking about what's possible, what I can do, what I'm capable of, all these things. And as I've taken a look at it, I've tried to have as much compassion with myself as possible, but also, again, bump up against those barriers, those limitations, those doubts, and really challenge myself to, can I push past that? Can I think bigger or differently maybe than I've thought in the past? So what about for you? Where do you find there's places where you think and act and sort of play small, if you will, in your life? And while you don't want to judge yourself for it, it's a good thing to take a look at. Where am I holding myself back? Where am I getting in my own way? Where am I thinking small where I could think much bigger? And thinking big doesn't necessarily have to mean we have to take on some global initiative that's going to impact people around the planet. I mean, it could. That's definitely something big, but that's not the only way. Thinking big doesn't also necessarily mean it's about goals and ambitions and achieving more things and reaching new heights and all. It can, but our egos can come in and even take over this concept of thinking big. Thinking big is about just thinking differently. It's about letting go of the past. It's about letting go of our perceived limitations. It's about expanding our capacity for possibilities, for ideas, for new visions. So take a moment right now, or even throughout the course of the rest of this day or evening or whenever you're watching this video, and challenge yourself to think big. Where are there some important areas in your life or aspects of your life where you're wanting something new, something different, something to change? Maybe it's a function of how you're thinking about it, or about yourself, or about life in general. And as we challenge ourselves to think bigger, and do it with compassion, do it with consciousness, whole new possibilities and new realms can open up for us. Maybe some we haven't even thought of. Thanks for watching. As always, I look forward to connecting with you the next time I do another video blog.